G'day folks, welcome back to the channel for episode number 13 of our dual-wield Acid Dervish. Where last time we took a run through the Gloomworld, through the jungle I guess this would be, up to Coven's Refuge, and this episode we are going to, as the quest requires, find Barrowholm. So there's a couple things to do in the Coven. First is there's a few lore notes, I believe there's two. Second one's over here. And there's also Ralia. This is the witch we rescued back in the Blood Grove. So she's going to give us some reputation. And that's always nice. And the other book should be just up here. Oh, sorry, not book, the lore note. So there we go. 2 lore notes. 5,000 XP. Assuming they're both 2.5. Yep. May as well pick up this quest just to get the little star on the map when we get close. I am terrible at finding those witches, and in fact, I'm going to cheat. I'm opening the Grimtools map, and I'm going to go up here to the Ugdenbog, and now I know exactly where they are. Okay, so in the first section of the Ugdenbog, there's not a huge amount going on. The one thing kind of is going on, I guess, is that these stone gaze basilisks, specifically, I think it is any of the yellow ones actually, so venom gaze as well, can drop a medal. I think it's a medal. I should have checked this before the video. I'm pretty sure it's a medal that they can drop that will change Ring of Steel to be acid damage. So if we can get one of those, we'll use it. But the drop rate on them is hilariously bad, I say, as it drops from literally the second pack we find. Right, so that's fun. So this is the one it is. So it adds flat acid damage to Ring of Steel, it converts all of the piercing damage to acid, and it gives us +3 to Nidala's justifiable ends, which is this one. So that will give us more poison damage on our Shadow Strike. So that's really good. What stats does this have? It literally just has poison resist on it. So is that going to break our resistances? Not really bricked. It's not great, but bleeding is now uncapped, and well, Chaos and Aether were already uncapped. I think we'll go with it. The +3 to Nidala's justifiable ends is the only part we're using at the moment. We don't have a point in Ring of Steel. I am going to get that on the next level up. I really did not expect to get that anywhere near that quickly, so that's nice. As I was saying, going through the swamp here, we're basically just trying to get through it. There's a whole bunch of spawn locations for Nemesis monsters that we don't have access to at the moment, so I'm not hugely worried about that, but actually I think I skipped a spawn spot, as it were, so we're going to go back a little bit. I was too busy waffling about that metal. Okay. So we're heading pretty much directly south as soon as we get away from all that mess. And we're looking for that Janaxia's den entrance. We're going to go kill Janaxia. We don't have the quest for it right this very second, but we will be getting it. So we'll go and prepare to kill Janaxia. They could be good as well. Empowered means they are the elite version, or the higher level version at least. And they do have acid damage, Aether resist. It would nuke our Ellie resist though. That would uncap us, but if we put the Woodstone back on our amulet, we could use those. I think I have... Okay, I was kind of expecting to have a bunch of pants I don't know why, but this playthrough is just dropping pants left, right, and center. Phrasing. Alright, so Genexia's Den. Good place to farm for Ritualist offhands. Ask me how I know. But bunch of ghosts in here. I think there's a few other undead types. Nope, they're Wendigos. And potentially there's a totem in here as well, but not today. And then we go and fight Genexia just to the north. There is a hidden spoils chest here. Again, you almost never get anything out of these things, but I don't know why, I just feel compelled to click on them when I know they're there. Okay, this is there's a boss behind this door. So here's Genexia the Betrayer. And she goes down and her health bar barely even moves, which is nice. Gun, offhand, and axe. Okay. So none of this is any good for us. Dreeg's Gaze on gloves. Acid damage. I think we have those acid gloves from last 2 episodes ago? Last episode? I'm not sure. But I think we have a couple of blues at level 50. See if we're able to use them. I did just lose my Rift Tear skill as well. You know what? I'm going to swap those back. I want the teleport more than I want +3 to a little bit of poison damage on one skill. Alright, so we're running north again. Back on my normal route north. Kind of went out of my usual way while I was talking. And just going to move the map up a bit. Okay. This next section here, the only real thing of interest, as it were, in here is Kraval, who we are skipping. Because, quite frankly, I'm screwed. There's no reason to fight him. His MI is not amazing. I don't care about the achievement. And if you do care about the achievement, I recommend coming back at a higher level when you can just kill him easily with no risk. Hardcore being what it is, you want to limit your risks. The section, or the little area that Kraval is in, if you go in there in Elite, it has a Devotion Shrines, or is it Elite? No, it's only an Ultimate. Okay. So only an Ultimate, and by then you won't need it. So, yeah, whatever. And that's pretty much it for this little section of the map. And since we're not going into Kraval, I'm not going to spend the dynamite on getting to that that totem that I just saw on the map. It's going to be on the other side of that. So we will just continue on, heading north, and basically, I think that was honored with Homestead I just saw pop up. We're just coming through this section. There's nothing really to do here. This little island here is location for a later quest as well, but we can't do it yet because the monster doesn't spawn until you have the reputation, and we're going to be probably finished with Elite Barrowholm before we get the required reputation to even accept the quest. Okay. So this is the Ugdenbog Rift. There's a few things around this, mostly to the north. There's, what's her name? Laria. So Laria's den, and there's a cave that won't show up on your map as well. And that cave is another quest. I think you need a Wendigo spirit for it. We may not actually have the item I need. I don't think we need to talk to Laria just yet. I think you can fight her now, but she's for a later quest. You have to come back and kill her, or at least tell them that you killed her. Either way, you have to go talk to her. Vine Ring could be good. Creeping Ring, not so much. Alright, let's just kill these. See if they drop us any more rings. Living Ring is no. Okay. So the cave entrance is to the undergrowth. And what do we get? Monsters deal fire damage, take extra damage from cold. Well, we don't really care about the fire damage. I hope. But we do a little bit of cold damage, so that's nice enough, I guess. Alright, so the boss at the end of this little cave is a big tree monster, similar to this. Sits on the ground, throws acid at you, spawns trees to attack you. And just generally has a lot of health. Not particularly difficult if you have any amount of lifesteal, but you can get overwhelmed, and there is a lot of acid on the ground, so if you are not in melee range, which we will be, you can expect to be standing in acid for the entire fight. Okay. Not entirely sure why I'm fighting through all these. I guess they could drop the rings that we want. And there's a Exalted Stash, so this is a one-shot. And our blue item is a weapon, which is unfortunately not the MI that we are using. What is it actually? Two-handed? One-handed? Eh. Still not using it. Okay, so the trees never end. Damage is starting to feel a little slow, although I suspect that's more to do with just the monsters in this area having huge amounts of health, rather than our damage actually being bad. I believe the next upgrade's at 55 or 65 for the weapons. So we may have a new set of weapons in a couple of levels, which will be nice. But for now, it's time to kill as a plant. Boss door again, and let's just kill our friends off. And you'll see what I mean about the acid. So actually I was expecting more acid. Okay, boss dead. Grab our loot and let's get out of here. So that was for, I think, one of the Coven quests, so we may not even have access to it due to reputation. Don't quote me on that, it might just be a standard one, but that was one of their quests, to go and kill that particular plant. So that being done, we will head on out of here. And continue heading north for the, heading to Barrowholm now. I think there's one more cave with a ghost in it that we can set free or not. And I think that's it before we get to Barrowholm. We can kill some stuff, we're still pretty low level. kill the basilisks. We may be able to get a better metal from them. Would be nice anyway. Did we already grab that? Nope. So Venom Gaze Bile is a quest item again that you will need. And as with all of them, hang on, I'm going backwards there. You can store them up in your stash. So I could have chucked one in the stash, come back, got the other one. Then I wouldn't need to find one on Elite. But as with a lot of the things you can do that with, you just kind of don't need to. You'll find them just fighting through the areas you have to go to anyway. Okay, so we got 2 elites. One is reflective. It's always fun. Get all the poison and such reflected back at you. Kill off all these guys and rescue the witches. Okay, we send them on their way. And that is them sorted. Okay, where am I? Right. So I'm just looking at the map on my other screen for the... I'm not sure why actually, because I think this one is always in the same spot. No, it's not. Alright. No, it is. It is. This one is always in the same spot. The other one is random. That's right. Alright, so Devotion Shrine in here. Bunch of undead in here. And big undead at the end. Who... You can either kill him or you can rescue him. I believe if you rescue him you get slightly better rewards. But it does take a Wendigo Spirit in order to do it. So up to you, if you have one, you can rescue him. If you're happy to wait, you can rescue him. Bring me Twisted Spirit, yeah. Wendigo, okay. I don't have one of those, but we can come back. Seems the undead never end here. Okay. So, we'll head on out. Yep, so I already got that. That will finish the spider. Nope, that will be 1 red. So that opens up the abomination. As I said, we're not going to take the chaos and vitality side. We're just going to take the left side. And we may take that for the huge amount of health it has. I probably will take it. This character has quite low health, so any additional health you can get your hands on is welcome. Okay, this top section, there's no reason to come up here, you can skip this. I just came up here because I was heading north. So now we have to go back south. Good if you're looking for one of the drops from the wraiths. And there's obviously some loot up here as well. Can you go deeper into this? Doesn't look like it. Nah. Alright. If you ever spin your camera by accident and want to get it back to normal, you can use the number pad 2 button. We'll fix that. Basically just resets it. Right, so we are done in the swamp for now. We will have to come back. Potentially have to come back later because of a Barrowholm quest. But with that said, I may not have the reputation required to get it in normal. So, there is the Barrowholm Rift, and we're into Barrowholm. Now, you basically have a choice here. You can either side with Barrowholm, remain friendly to them, you will get reputation, have access to their shop, all the normal stuff. Or you can choose to side against them. You can become hostile with them, basically. And then you will get to fight them. We actually want some of their gear. So I'm not going to fight them. I'm not going to fight them. I'm going to help them. I'll do their quests. I will get their reputation stuff, and yeah, it'll be okay. Alright, so side with them or not, as you choose. I recommend siding with them because of the friendly with Barrowholm, because of the gear they offer you. They do have a lot of poison stuff, so worth siding with them on this character. Okay, so I'm going to pick up all of their quests. We have to go and restore their wards and rescue, in air quotes, some people. And then we'll have to clear out a mine as well. The mine is somewhat finicky, but that's alright, we're not up to that yet. So back into the swamps again, reactivate their ward. There's 3 of those all told, and there's a bunch of different places we need to check for the... what are they? They're just travelers, are they? Okay. So the travelers we have to rescue. There's a bunch of different places they could be, and we just need to go find them. Because I have the quest, they will show up as a star on the map. You can see destroyed ward. There's one of the traveler packs. Not entirely sure why I'm standing there getting beat on, looking at stars on the map. But it is what it is. Okay, so we'll send them back to Barrowholm. For anyone who hasn't played through this section yet, Barrowholm are cannibals, and we just fed them lunch. So those people that we're rescuing here, we'll never see them again. Okay. There is potentially another place up here. They're not there though because we already found the northern group. So they will be on the other side of the mine that we're going to clear out. I was kind of hoping for a Wendigo spirit there. Unfortunately not. As you can see, there's another cage there. Alright. Just keep pushing on. Getting a lot of debuffs there, so I'm going to use Ascension. I really should be using that more. But just as I'm really bad at remembering to use Blade Burst, I'm also really bad at remembering to use Ascension. It's probably going to get this character killed at some point. We will see. Okay, so this is the map. Sorry, not the map, the mine. You could see it on the map, that's what I was going to say. A mission in here is to kill all of these crabs. I think it's like 13 or 14 specific crabs, but we're just going to pretend that it is kill all the crabs, and then that way we can't miss any. At least in theory. So, in the mine here, there's a couple of... well, there's a treasure trove. It's always here. There's also a guaranteed dynamite spawn, so you can always get the treasure trove. Potentially with a little bit of backtracking. We have a reflective guy here, so take him out quite quickly. Okay. Dynamite? No dynamite. So yeah, there's a treasure trove, there's a dynamite, there's a boss at the end of this. I believe he does cold damage, but it's basically one of the really big crabs. I think it's a ghost crab. Is it like Naxxus Shade, I think, something like that. Here's the treasure trove, which I have dynamite for, so I'm going to open. Okay, how much loot did I leave on the ground while I still had that turned off? Hopefully I didn't miss anything really nice. I'm not going to go back and check, so just have to deal with that. I am going to double back a bit here just to make sure I've got all of the crabs. I don't want any black areas on the map. Any areas that are still in shadow could potentially have crabs in them. If you miss one of the crabs, the best thing you can do is to reset your instance. So I'm not going to do it on purpose, but there is a chance that I'm going to miss one during this. And if I do, I will show you what I mean. But basically, when you go to do all of your turn-ins, they'll give you the quest, and they'll say, 12 out of 14, or whatever the number is, and they'll send you back. And at that point, you may as well just reset your instance to respawn everything, instead of running through looking for the one pack that you didn't happen to walk over and have them unburrow. Hopefully I won't have to do that, but if I do, then that is the plan. Right, so our dynamite is just around the corner here. Along with all of these basilisks. Interesting, they have so many monsters in this game called basilisks, and none of them petrify you. Or at least none of the regular ones do. So here's our dynamite. There's a hidden spoils behind the wall here, which will dump a bunch of greens onto us. Again, nothing useful from those chests, but just, I gotta click them. I don't know why. I know there's nothing good coming out of those chests, but here we are. Alright, so we're starting to get into ghost crab territory. I can't remember if there's more spawn in here, but I'm gonna go check anyway. No, doesn't look like it. There is also another little hidden cache of loot somewhere in this section. Which, if you've got your camera turned around, you'll be able to see it easily. But with the default camera, it's a little bit hidden. It's over here. Let me see. Is it here? I know there is one in here. I may not be able to find it. We'll see what happens. Maybe over this way. Okay. So if I just spin the camera around, you will see nothing. Okay, this is getting a little bit annoying. I'm going to cheat. Where is it? Here we go. Barrowholm mine. There it is. Okay, it's over here. So I'll see if I can get that on the way out. Another good reason to have the map open, if you're interested in finding all of the stuff. You may not be able to find all of the stuff, but you'll find a lot more of it with the map open. Alright, so more crabs. And the boss will spawn just here. All the cooldowns are there, so let's kill it. So I am aware that I'm standing as stupid right now. I think as long as we're hitting it, we'll be okay, and as soon as it dies, we run out. So that was both the circle on the ground and the swirly. Pretty sure they both do aether damage there. May have been cold. Alright, Magnuson's trench coat. No good for us, but it is a lot of armor. It's a lot of armor, actually. Alright, I think we're done in here. Any areas on the map that you haven't fully explored, do make sure to check them. There's a lot of crabs that are burrowed under the ground, so if there's somewhere you haven't been, go ahead and be there. This one was fairly tame as far as ancient totems go. Zeal and Purging Gaze, which is a caster helmet. Okay. Zeal, that's a lot of attack speed. On critical attack though. I also have been pumping points into Cunning. I noticed at the end of last episode I was floating 6 points. I put all of those into Cunning for additional damage. And it's time to finally spend the level up points. I think it's probably worth getting 1 point into, not that one, into Ring of Steel. Now that we have access to the metal that will convert that to poison damage, it will be pretty good damage. And then I think we just go straight back into the bar. Retribution is actually not that good. We're not stacking retaliation damage, so 3% of a very small damage amount is, it says there, 5 to 5, so no, not worth it. So we will just put them into the bar. Let's pick up our iron bits in waiting. And see if I can find... you know what? It's just here, isn't it? You just walk straight on in. Yeah. And Hidden Remains. So we did get a blue item out of it. Unfortunately, it's a fire weapon. But if you were doing fire damage, it's a decent one. Fire is not poison, unfortunately, so no good for us. Alright, and that is, I believe, everything that you can do in this mine. So we're going to head out and restore 2 more wards, find 1 more group of travelers to feed to the cannibals. And then I think we're done with Barrowholm for the moment. Potentially have to go say hi to Laria, but I'm not sure if that requires honored quest. It's a different one, so we might have to go talk to Laria. We shall see. Either way, I think we're done here, and hopefully found all of the crabs. It would be quite unfortunate to have missed some. Okay, heading south here. The good thing about doing this on normal is that you never have Chupacabra unlocked. Doing it on Elite, you shouldn't. Doing it on Ultimate, you almost certainly will have Chupacabra unlocked. Leaf Main Alphas drop that. I'm not sure if it's a 100% chance, but it seems like it's fairly high. Brutes apparently don't drop it, so I guess it's just alphas. Alright, we don't really need to kill those. Okay, there's a ward. Ward is reactivated. These Venom Gaze Biles, that's I think 4 or 5 now, and we only need 3 ever. So don't stress about them. Okay. This should be our last ward. And then we have just the additional group of travelers to rescue. And that'll be done with Barrowholm for the time being. Or potentially 1 more, I can't remember. Alright, the travelers are not on this side, so we have to go kind of backtrack a little bit around this way. Okay, probably should fight these guys here. They do definitely can stack up a lot of damage. If you get surrounded by, you know, 6 alphas or whatever, you're definitely going to feel it. Some of my tankier characters have been killed by those, so... Okay. Hopefully the rescuees will be just off to the left here. I think I'd be able to see them on the map if they were, though. So I think they're actually going to be in a different location. Oh no, here they are. Good, good. So we'll rescue them, then we will rift back to Barrowholm. Okay, go. Okay, back to Barrowholm. We'll go to a bunch of turn-ins and see if he sends us out to kill Laria. I think he will. I think he will. Okay, so Tyvold. Okay, this is the mine. Yes, okay, good. So I've already dealt with his pests, which is good. That means I don't have to reset. Okay. I think we can speak to Skorv now. He should be happy that we've done stuff for him. Okay, yeah, so I will deal with Laria. Take the fetish. And we'll go to the Ugdenbog Rift. And then we're going to run up here. You basically have two choices for Laria. You can kill Laria, or you can warn her that the Wendigo cult is trying to kill her, and she will run away, and you'll get a little bit of extra reputation with the Coven. For this character, I'm actually going to kill her, because I would prefer the Wendigo reputation. I think you get more Wendigo reputation for killing her than you do for warning her. Whatever you choose to do, she's gonna die, so...
I don't know who you are.
There she goes. Alright, I didn't even check what it was I got for that. That's fine. Like I said, regardless of what you do, she is going to die. Laria's Ward, what does that do? Makes her stronger and you weaker. Okay, cool. Yeah, so no matter what you do, she's going to die anyway, so you're basically choosing if you want better rewards with Barrowholm or better rewards with the Coven. I imagine that probably gave me minus reputation with the Coven, which I don't really care about for this playthrough. I'm going to be using some of the Wendigo cult stuff. I'm not going to be using... Oh, he's out the back. I'm not going to be using any of the Coven stuff, I don't think, and we will get to Revered with them anyway.
Have you dealt with that pest yet? Good.
Okay, 500, 2 Blooded Chthons. Okay, yeah, so this next quest we will need, I think, Honored with Barrowholm, who are up here. So we are not there yet. That's fine. We will kill a lot of Chthonians coming up here in a minute, so that'll help. And we can come back after we've done some of Elite. For now, let's go talk to the witches. So we got that. We level up, which is nice. That's level 50. Okay, the altar. Good, good, good.
Ever since the Ugdenbog
And we will go do this quest as well. No, we won't. We've already done it. Already dealt with that. Okay, we're good. Level 50. So we have some new gear to play with. Let me just get rid of all this rubbish from my inventory. I do want to keep the purple, because eventually I'm going to remember and I'll dismantle it. Keep that one for the moment. Okay. So this one has a bunch of bleeding as well as the poison and acid resistance and some offensive and defensive ability. That one we're going to use. That one we're going to sell. That one we're going to blow up. I don't think we can really use either of these rings. They just don't have the resistances on them that I need. 18 elemental, bit of vitality. How much is our poison actually? We might be able to use that one. 72 over cap. Okay, we can definitely use this one then, instead of the 12% slith ring. Yeah, for sure, easy. Whoops, I wanted to use that, not sell it. Where did it go? There we go. Do we even need that? 6 over max? Yes, we do. Okay, so we just gained +3 to Aegis, which we're not using, and +3 to Nidala's Hidden Hand, which is this one. If we could get 2 of those rings, that would be a ton of extra poison damage whenever this triggered. Right, let's go over to our stash.
Safe storage, no questions asked.
I want to use these, and I kind of don't care what I have to do to make it work. Because, look at that armor, 1000. Going from 300 to 1000, that's nuts. We really need to get a chest piece as well. Okay, and I wanted gloves to go on. And you know what, we're just not going to use these pants. Yeah, this is kind of nice with the acid damage, but that armor on the pants is just... These pants are just way too strong. Okay, I've got some components to mess around with. And as long as we're here, we're going to dismantle this purple. Only 4 scrap. So 1 dynamite for 4 scrap. Not a bad trade. We will keep the add-on for this one. Let's chuck that back on there. I'm just going to sell that. These gloves, we will keep the add-on as well. Although I don't really care, we have lots of those. And we're going to keep the add-on there as well. Attack speed on the gloves, a little bit of chaos res, never hurt anybody. Right, how's our poison? We have tons of poison, so can we get... Is it black tallow for chaos resistance on the helmet? It might be, that might be the amulet actually. Let's see, chaos resist. What do we got? Sanctified bone, chest and head. So we could actually make this. 12% chaos. I'm specifically looking at chaos because the next section of the game is a chaos area. So I am going to make that. So I need salt. 4 of those, and then 1 sanctified bone. That was actually quite expensive though. The chthonic seals of binding are probably one of the harder drops to get. I'm going to keep the item. Anti-venom salve is not exactly hard to come by. Okay, 75% chaos res. I would like more. I'm not getting more, so we'll just have to deal with that. Alright. We can sell all of those. And chuck the rest in the bank. But that'll be it for this episode. so I will just chuck all this in the bank. But yeah, thank you all for watching. I'll see you all in the next one, and goodbye for now.